glasses off.
It's up to you if you want to keep your glasses on or not. Yeah, and the thing is, like with Loom, sometimes we might have to record this twice because sometimes it doesn't save. So we'll see what happens here. But anyways, welcome in, guys. We got my wife here, Jeremy Lefebvre's wife. Which, by the way, I'm gonna title this video "Jeremy Lefebvre Wife Stocks" or something like that. Jeremy Lefebvre wife interview. You know why? Because I was on Google one day and I typed in my name, and like the first thing that came up was net worth, and the second thing that came up was Jeremy Lefebvre wife. So I guess that's what people really want to know. They just want to know how much I'm worth and who my wife is. So that's like top two things on Google. But anyway, hope you guys are doing great. Hope you're having a great day. We're going to interview my wife here today. We're going to talk about congrats on hitting the six-figure club. You just hit it. That's a cause for celebration. So we're going to talk a little bit about our portfolio in this video. Talk a little bit about money. We'll talk a little bit about maybe her goals. We'll talk a little bit about me on YouTube. We'll talk a little bit about maybe toward the end what's your next stock you're planning on buying that maybe you don't hold. We're going to talk about what's your favorite stock you hold right now, and all types of fun stuff. So we'll get started with important stuff like what do you think about Kim and Kanye's potential divorce? Like, how do you think? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, like, how's it feel to be six-figure club and hitting that milestone?
Feels great, actually. It's one of the goals I had for myself this past year, and it just feels really good to be in the six-figure club now.
Yeah,
it's like it's been a long time.
Oh yeah,
it's been a long time there, but I finally reached it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the last couple of years, I feel like you really turned a corner in terms of your accounts, and then really started building them really nicely. Because, I mean, you had a period, obviously, you were doing really good. We had the step back, unfortunately, with GoPro back in the day, and then your accounts went down, as did mine. That was a big mistake. And then it was kind of from there, it was like, okay, now we got to build back up. So, yeah, so I'm super happy for you. That's freaking amazing, I mean, the thing is, like, with like the private group and like, when you see these sorts of amounts and like, I don't know how many people have hit six figures now in the private group alone. It's got to be 300, if not more than that. Like you almost take these things for granted a little bit sometimes, I feel like people can, but I mean, like, such a small percentage of the world has $100,000 or more in stocks. Like, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, when you're comparing yourself against everybody else, it's like, oh, maybe it's not that much. But then when you compare it just widely, it's like, that's a crazy number. So, congrats to you. What's your favorite stock right now in your portfolio?
My favorite stock is the one that made me the most money. So it's Tesla.
Oh, Tesla, okay.
Tesla. And I think my second favorite would be the Real.
The Real, okay.
Yeah.
So with Tesla, like, why did you, invest in that one? What happened there?
Well, the first time I saw a Tesla was 2015, 2016?
Really?
Yeah.
It's not the first time I saw a Tesla.
Or was it before then? I remember
we saw Teslas when we lived in Arizona. That was like 2011, 12.
When we went to California, this Tesla store?
Yeah, I think
they didn't even have the car. It was just like the hood of the car, I remember.
It wasn't the hood of the car. It was like the bottom.
The doors. I don't know. It was like a part of the car. It wasn't even the
doors
entire...
either. It was the bottom.
It was
like the bottom, like the battery pack.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And yeah, I just thought it was really cool. Like, obviously, like, I've always been into like better technology. Growing up in the 90s, all these movies, like iRobot and watching Back to the Future, all these like really cool technologies they had, and I was just like, what can we do to advance or be in that level? And just seeing Tesla for the first time like that, I was like, this is really cool. A car that has no gas, no oils, pretty much no maintenance. You get to charge it and then it just drives just like a regular car.
You own Teslas. How do you like the Tesla experience versus like ICE vehicles?
Oh my God, I love it. I can't drive. Like, I tried. My mom's always like, oh, you can drive my car if you want. I'm like, no. I can't drive a regular car anymore. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
It's a different, like, pushing the gas versus just accelerating in the electric the electric car.
Yeah, it's probably like if you had to trade in a smartphone nowadays for like
A flip phone.
yeah, like
Pretty-
flip,
yeah,
flip
pretty
phone or
much.
something like that.
Yeah,
It's like
it's just
whoa,
like you can't
I
really-
guess I could do this, but
Yeah, I think once you have like that advanced technology, you can't really go back to.
And you followed Elon on Twitter before you ever owned a Tesla, before you owned Tesla stock, or
I did,
what?
yes.
Okay.
I think I started following him like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 years. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
2
2
years
years ago.
Whoa,
No, what,
that's
like
not-
2000? I think the beginning of 2019.
Okay, beginning
So-
of 2019.
Yeah, and
okay.
I invested in Tesla like in the middle of 2019.
Okay.
Like so.
Yeah, and you got some tremendous gains there. I was looking at your portfolio. I think it was 1,700% or some insane number. So
Oh, yeah.
congrats on
It's,
that. Do you feel the stock's overvalued now?
Honestly, I don't.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think so. I don't think it's overvalued. I think it's just right.
Okay.
Maybe if it goes more,
Do you know its market cap right now?
I don't know.
It's over 800 billion.
So
It's a big number.
it is a big number. Yeah.
But you feel like
I think it's
okay.
priced right. Yeah.
Think it's priced right. Okay.
I think so.
All right. You hear it from my wife first. Okay, that's interesting. And then, so yeah, Tesla's your favorite stock.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what would you say is your second favorite stock in your portfolio?
The real.
Real.
Yeah.
What do you think about that company? Like, what do you like about that one?
Well, one, I like to shop.
Okay. Okay.
And
Honesty.
yeah. And I don't know. It's just like I got into that early 2020, and it just made me like a really good profit on that.
Okay.
And I mean, I like it. I like the whole, buying designer clothes at like secondhand, but not it being authenticated, like instead of like just through eBay or Amazon or like all those third party places.
Yeah. So you have like trust that the majority of time like the product's going to be real, or let's just put it this way, like you have trust that if you buy something like let's
It's
say
not like
a
a
Louis
fake
Vuitton,
Gucci or
you have
like a fake-
have a higher, you think there's a higher probability it's going to be real buying on that versus like an eBay or something like that.
Correct. Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just more of that. There's nothing like really out there right now like that where you can just go and shop and like be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go buy this Louis from your.
Okay. No, that's interesting. And then, so your portfolio is over 100 now. Like, we'll talk toward the end about what's the next stock you're going to buy. But like, what are your goals for your stock market portfolio overall? Let's say over the next, 5 years or whatever. What are you trying
Overall,
to do?
I do want to grow it to eventually be in a 7-figure club.
Okay.
I do want to keep growing my portfolio. Not sure if want to keep adding stocks, as I do have a lot through both portfolios. So I don't know what the best option would be for you to sell it or sell some and then buy another company. But definitely grow it to a 7-figure club eventually, maybe within the next 5 years.
That's a big goal.
It is a big goal.
You're
But
going to need to deposit a good amount of money to get it there. You're going to need to obviously get really good gains on top of that. Because when you just reached 100 to go from 100 to a mil in 5 years or less, you're going to need a deposit and you're going to need to get some amazing gains. It's definitely possible. You just need to find the next Tesla.
I do. I need to find the next Tesla.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And so, let's see, when we started dating, if we take it back to, was that 2011 we started dating? Okay, so like, what did you know about the stock market back then? And
Nothing.
okay,
Nada.
nothing.
Nada.
Okay. Did you even have any conceptions of like what the stock market is or stocks are or anything like that?
The only thing I knew about the stock market was due to a movie that I watched.
Okay.
Because back then I had a big crush on Shia LaBeouf. And he made the Wall Street Money Never Sleeps movie. So I had to watch it because he was in it.
Okay.
And I had no clue what the whole entire movie was about. Like I had no clue throughout the whole entire movie what they were talking, the numbers going back and forth.
Okay.
Like even the scene where they're like, like in the room where the ticker symbols were going through. I had no idea what any of that was. So yeah, that's like about the only thing I knew about that stock market at that time. Until I got with you.
Yeah. And then, you remember the bookshelf? with
Yes.
the annual reports on it.
Yeah, as soon as you walked
physical
in. As soon as you
reports.
walked in, it was like all these different companies' annual reports.
Mm.
All these books. You kept them like magazines, but they were annual reports instead.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because back in the day, they used to like, you know, if you wanted, you could get like physical annual reports. Like now, I don't even know if you can get physical annual reports nowadays. That's all pretty much digital. You just get it on the company's website. But back then, you could request them to ship you, you know, all this stuff. So I would have like, so many dang things in that bookshelf. It was ridiculous. My goodness. I used to have a bookshelf at my parents' house before I moved out, and it was just like a little two-layer one you get from like Walmart, and it had so many annual reports that I started collapsing over time. It was just like, it was too much.
Yeah, that bookshelf had no books. Just annual report.
I know, people are like, well, what's your, you know, I always get that question like, what's your favorite books? What books should I read? I don't read books, man. I read annual reports. Are you kidding me? I don't got time for books. You gotta be joking me.
Yeah, it was walking in. Annual reports, CNBC on TV.
Oh gosh, yeah. Welcome to Mr. Gray's apartment. This is the Red Room. This annual reports on CNBC. Oh goodness. Yeah, no, that's funny. So, and then, you know, let's see. So, like YouTube and kind of, you know, my success on YouTube and those sorts of things. What have you thought about that whole process and from the time, you know, I kind of got on there in 2016 to kind of now and where things have gone, and what's kind of, you know, your 2 cents there?
No, I'm really happy for you. I know back when you started, it was just like a little hobby that for you. You're just like, it's just going to be like a little side gig. But then you turned it into what it is now, which is, I think it's for something phenomenal, because you get to help a lot of people, not just, no, basically like before it was just you were keeping all this stuff for yourself, and I felt like now it's like you're actually teaching people, like you're actually there talking to, even though you're not really directly talking to them, but like, you know, talking to someone else and about your, how you see stocks and, you know, what to look for and research and stuff, and just gives you basically not a sense of achievement, but like I know it's something that you wanted to do. Like I know you've been wanting to be an entrepreneur for a long time and not just stick to a 9-to-5 job. And this is something like YouTube allows you to do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It has been. It's been a ride, you know, from the early days when I was starting with the real estate company. No, we're doing an interview right now. We'll come out later. So, anyways, where were we at? YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey, you know, crazy, you know, starting with when I had the real estate marketing company, and then the success of it, you know. When did you start seeing, like, the success of YouTube, or, like, when did you, like, notice, like, you know, this is going to be successful or something, you know, like when did you kind of start noticing things?
Well, obviously, I mean, I stopped working before, like, you started getting big on YouTube, but I think that's when I started, like, more
working at Chase, right?
Yeah, because I was working at Chase at that time, and you were getting busy with your real estate business, but you were putting in more time as well with YouTube. So I think that's when I'm like, okay, this is going to be something bigger, and you know, you spending more time in the office than with us too.
Yeah.
Kind of like made me reflect. I'm like, okay, then this is going to be something that's going to turn into something bigger than just a hobby.
Yeah.
Or just a little side gig and stuff.
Putting in that overtime. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't really realize, like, you know, when you're an entrepreneur, like, you're starting that journey, and those first couple years are really, like, time intensive.
Yeah.
And
it's
with the real estate company, and then I was doing the YouTube, and it was almost like, you know,
you put in a lot of hours.
Yeah.
You know, I remember you waking up, maybe you had like something really brief to eat for breakfast, and then just stick to your office, do the videos, and then edit, come out for dinner, then come back in, and it's just like I felt most times like I felt like we weren't even seeing you for most of the days.
Yeah, I know, and it was like almost 7 days a week I was doing that too. Yeah, I wasn't even like taking weekends off. That was grind time, man. That was it's crazy looking back. It's definitely not a healthy lifestyle, and definitely not sustainable.
Not with the kid either, because it just felt like you weren't really giving us the family time that we needed as well. So, but I mean, and now you have the time You have all the time in the world, pretty much.
Hey! I'm busy, man.
No, you are.
I just have 100 people that do stuff for me nowadays, so I just have money like that. No, but yeah, it was for sure a grind back then. You know, it was. I mean, yeah, it was every day pretty much. It was most of the working day. I wouldn't really like do much else other than work for at least a couple years. It wasn't until I think, what was it, maybe 2018 or 2019, I started, kind of starting to take off weekends. At first I was starting to take off Sundays, and I took off Saturdays and Sundays. And of course I kind of work every day, right? Even nowadays, but it's not like the same. It's like, back then it was like I'm in the office for hours and hours and hours. Now it's like I might, respond to some messages from people on the team and do some Discord stuff. But it's like kind of lame work, I call it now, versus back then it was like real deal Holyfield.
Yeah, you're better with your time now. Like before it was just like you would wake up and just, research all these companies before you actually do the video. Then you would do the video, edit it. And that took a lot of time too, the editing. And then you would release it and then go back and do the comments and all that. And then, do research for another video. So yeah, it was a lot of time consuming. And now you have someone else to edit the video, so that kind of gives you more time to do that extra other work that you need to do. Yeah,
I mean, and then I was running the private group all by myself back then, including everything that entails, right?
Teachable,
teachable, respond to emails, the financial side, everything. That was intense back then. So, what? Your what hurts?
Tell Enzo that he can go play the video game.
Yeah, this is your one time you can play video game. Yeah. Their one time. There they go. Yeah. But the grind was real back then. Oh my gosh. So okay, just play it. But anyways, the grind was real back then. And then I mean, you definitely started helping. I think it was, what was that, 2018 maybe, late 2018, or was it late 2017? Maybe, no, I think it was late 18, right? You started kind of helping with some of the stuff on the financial side, tax side, things like that. And
it was 2018.
Yeah, it just got to the point where it was too much. It was too much to manage it all. Yeah, and it wasn't a healthy work life balance and those sorts of things. So but here we are. Now it's nice because now I know how to delegate tasks and work, and I have the funding to do it too. That's another big thing when you got the funding. Hey, no more. Stay in the room. Do something. Figure it out. Thank goodness. But anyways, I don't know how to pause this thing. That's the problem. Well, I think I could pause it. I'll pause it real quick. Oh wait. All right, we're back. Remember when we did the conference with Graham?
Oh yeah, I remember the conference. Yeah.
You were were people suspecting you were my wife, or what happened with that?
The funny thing is, at first I was acting like just a regular employee there, that someone Jeremy hires just to check people in, and I think after a while, someone asked, they're like, "Oh, you're Jeremy's wife," and I had no idea what to say. It was just I think after a while, people would started being suspicious that maybe I'm his wife, and so yeah. And then I told Jeremy that he might. That's when he announced during the conference that my wife is here.
They caught on. Dang.
Yeah. Trying to be incognito, just act.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, because you were checking people in, right?
Yeah, I was just checking the people in and giving them their badges at that time.
Yeah, that was funny, man. That conference. I never done anything like that. I even had security and everything. That was so stupid. making sure everybody had to go through security clearance. It was like 50 people or whatever. That's so dumb.
Yeah, it wasn't that many, but we had security. So
I was acting like I was Jeff Bezos or something. Like, it was ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, that was a good. It was fun.
It was
day.
nice. It was fun to see some of your followers like up in person too. It's just,
Yeah.
So
People came out. Well, obviously Graham did the conference with me. I think Kevin came that day, if I recall.
he did. He came in late though, but yeah, he came.
Yeah, Kevin, what were you doing? Probably recording 10 YouTube videos. No, Kevin. Yeah, and then it was fun, man. We got to meet subscribers. This is back in the day before Rona, and you could actually like meet people in person. But yeah, it was fun. You know, got to see a lot of people and talk with them one-on-one. You know, sometimes you see the numbers and, you know, just like online accounts. And then when you get to kind of see people in real life, it's like, and they tell you the impact you made on their life or whatever, it's like really a cool thing. So,
yeah, it was just, it was nice to see. And it was a diverse group of people too. It wasn't just like, you know, from all ages. And that's kind of cool too. It wasn't.
There was
just a group, you know, just an age, one age group. It was like all different ages, and I think one of them was like under 16 or like under 18. Came with their mom.
Oh yeah, the kid from New York.
Yeah. So that was really cool, just to see the impact you've had on like their lives, even at such just you know, a young age and stuff. So
yeah, no, that was cool. Yeah, there was people like that. There was remember the one lady? She was wearing practically a wedding dress. She came for Kevin. Oh man.
Yeah, that was.
I know Kevin's gonna be here.
that was interesting. Yeah. I mean, I know like obviously celebrities always get like their followers and their, you know, people that have crushes on them, because I'm like, I was one of them too. But it's just like funny to see, like I mean, obviously everybody knows Kevin is married. I don't know what.
Yeah, that was.
This follower came and nice, really nice. I thought she was there for a wedding, because they do weddings at that place as well. So I thought she was there for a wedding. She was getting her hair done by someone else and makeup done like by a stylist. So I'm like, oh, this is like a legit, you know, wedding day. Like, oh, and no, she was there for Kevin.
Oh man. We got too many stories.
That was fun. Yeah, it's just. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, interesting. Okay, so yeah, we talked a little bit about YouTube, the journey, your portfolio, your stocks. You're trying to hit $1 million in the next 5 years in your portfolio. So you might want to sell some of your stocks, because sometimes you're a little over diversified, probably. Maybe cash some, I feel like might make sense. Do you have one stock out there that you're thinking about adding next? And if so, what is that stock, and why you think about adding that stock?
Man.
I'd love to hear that. Wait a minute, before we get to that, first off, what's going on? You got a Ford stock in your account. This is interesting. What's going on with Ford?
Oh, yeah, the Ford stock. I only own one share of the stock.
Okay.
But it's not for me. It's for my son, actually. He has his own little business. You know, he takes out the trash. We pay him every week. And that was the one stock that he bought with his first $10 that he got from, taking out his trash. So yeah, I've been holding it for him. I finally did open another account that's just for him. So whenever he is ready to tell me to buy him more shares of Ford, I'll buy it from there. It won't be on my account.
Okay. So that's where the one Ford share comes from.
He's doing good though on that one. I think he bought it at $8.50, $8.45, something like that.
Yeah, he is doing well on that.
So.
Kid's a winner. I guess 6 years old. He's got it in his blood, man. He's going to be picking stocks successfully.
Oh, yeah. He wants to be just like that.
Oh, gosh. And then, he's always asking me every day. He's like, hey, who's the richest 6-year-old? And, like, who's the richest man in the world? And, like, I'll tell him, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, like Bezos or, Elon Musk or whatever. And then he's like, okay, who's number 4? I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, oh, probably you. You're probably the 4th richest person in the world. Like, what?
Yeah. Definitely you're his, like, idol up there.
Oh, gosh. So. Yeah, it was fun. And then he owns what? He owns another stock?
He does. I bought Planet 13 for him.
Okay. So he's not even old enough to smoke Jack Jackson, but he's
not even old
got
enough
the
to
Jack
know what
Jackson.
marijuana is.
Hey, Jack Jackson. Jack Jackson. Don't demonetize this, YouTube. We're good boys and girls, please.
You should bleep that out.
Oh no, we can't bleep it out. It's an unedited video. It's raw. Oh man. Oh
yeah. He's not old enough to know what that is, but he owns
Jack Jackson. Yeah.
He owns it.
He owns some stock in it. Mm-hmm. I hope it booms for him over the next decade. So, okay, so you have one stock in mind that you're thinking about potentially buying, that you want to add to your portfolio that maybe you don't hold as of right now. What's the next one?
The next one, I don't know. Like I've been looking into this one place, but I think it's like really high up there that I don't want to buy it yet. I'm waiting for it to go down.
Oh yeah.
And that's Ulta.
Oh, now you just sent the stock up 25%. So
I know.
Good luck buying that now.
Yeah, I think
Just
it's at
mention
187
Ulta
or
stock.
something. But yeah, it's just it's one of those stocks. I do buy a lot there, so I'm like, maybe I should own some shares to it too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's one company that I want to own, but I don't want it at that price. I would like it at a lower price.
At a lower price.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's going to be hard though because they are integrating into Target, so I don't know if that's going to, boost up their stock price, or that's going to boost up Target. I don't know which one is going to be a winner from that one.
All right, so here's an interesting perspective. So, the stock market, like my channel, like stock market in general, usually like 90% plus males. Why do you think like not as many females are investing in the stock market and picking stocks for themselves and those sorts of things? Like, why are females not as interested in the group?
I don't think it's not that there's not many females investing. It's just that I think females like to hear from other female perspective instead. It's just more. It's not a sexist thing or anything. It's just probably more of a chit chat, girl talk, more so. And yeah, like there's a lot of females that invest in all these like makeup stocks out there as well. And like, you're not one of them. You're not really talking about all these other like Estee Lauders and Elves and all that stuff. So
okay.
But yeah, I don't think it's there's a lack of females in the stock market. It's just I think they tend to follow more other females for that.
I will say, I feel like females, are really successful at picking stocks. Like, I feel like almost every single female in the private group is either in the 6-figure, 7-figure club. Like, I don't think I know. Maybe it exists, but I don't think I know of one female, because, I think we're 95% males in the private group and probably only 5% female. I don't think we have any females, and if we do, it's very few that are actually not in the 6-figure, 7-figure club, which kind of says something about the success of, I guess you should say, female investors. A lot of them do really well for themselves.
A lot of it, too, is like, they like to make money moves on the low too. It's not just like they're not out there advertising like, oh, I made so much in this stock, or so and so. It's just like this. Yeah,
and guys sometimes they feel like they got to overtrade. I feel like they got to, I think a lot of guys feel like they have to do something today in their portfolio. Where I think a lot of females honestly have the right approach, which is like buy and hold, and don't worry about if you have to sell, the stock tomorrow or something like that. Like just buy it, hold it, and I think there's something about guys. I don't know, maybe it's a testosterone, but they like feel like they got to make a move today, or like they wasted. Yeah, they wasted an opportunity. Like, I got to get in and out of this stock, and sometimes that leads to worse decisions. And I've even had to fight that before, where it's like, feeling like, I got to make a move. I haven't bought a stock this week. I haven't sold a stock this week. What am I doing? I got to do something.
Yeah, it's a lot of the competitiveness in the guys too. I feel like, trying to be like, oh man, like, so this person made this much on this stock. I should probably sell this one to buy more.
And it's funny because a lot of times it leads to lower returns. Like they've done statistical studies and stuff before, like, and people that make a certain amount of trades, like over a certain amount, like end up actually doing far worse in the stock market versus the people that just buy and hold. And great companies, it's all about buying them and buying them more and more and more, especially if they dip, and just holding and just letting things kind of play out. Tesla's a good example. That stock, a lot of people sold that after it went up its first 30, 40, 50%. A lot of people. Because it hadn't done anything for a long time. Then it went up, 30, 40, 50%. A lot of people cashed. Then after it reached 100% gain, a lot of people cashed. And, so all these people sold out at, up 50%, 100%, up 150%. Meanwhile, the stock's gone up 1,700 plus percent in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple of stocks that I remember you telling me to sell, and I've kept holding them.
Yeah, I know.
Tesla was one of them. I remember you're like, oh, it's going to reach this, you can sell it after this price, and I kept holding it, and I'm still holding it. And the Win was like that too. The first time I bought Win, I think I bought it $62, and I sold it right before Steve Wynn got removed.
The whole thing happened. Yeah,
got removed, and I think I sold it at 160 something. But you had told me to sell it when it was at 100 or 120 or something at that point.
I think it was more toward 140 because usually Win still is a buy around 100. 120 is honestly usually still a buy too. But
I remember you telling me to sell it, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna hold it. And I
think I told you to sell it at 160. I think it went to 200, and you sold it right around 200. I think that's what I was like. Well, 160 you should probably cash because usually that's a level, and I think it went up too close to 200, and you cashed. And then the news came out.
Yeah,
and then,
Steve got removed. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, but I remember you telling me to sell it pretty early on too, though. Yeah. And then Tesla too. Even when before they did the whole split of the stocks, you told me to sell, and then even recently too, you're like, oh, you should probably sell some of your stocks, and I'm like, no.
Honestly, I probably would have cashed Tesla in the public account if it wasn't for the fact that. There's accountability in there and everybody can see the public account. And so I'm like, do I really want to cash that? And then one, pay taxes on it. That's one bad thing. But then two, have to answer a million questions about why you am I not a Tesla believer anymore? And things like that. So
all these Tesla people are going to come after you too.
Yeah, it's good that I think one of the reasons the public account does so well is there's that accountability. Because I know, there's 3,000 plus members in there. Everybody sees every single move I make. And so I have to really make sure I'm making the best decisions for long term all the time. Like accountability is huge. A lot of people, you just don't have accountability if you have you're the only one that sees your account. And, but yeah, Discord chat, how much time you spend in the Discord chat in the private group?
Honestly, I don't spend a lot of time in there. I do go in there to troll people. Not to troll people. I don't ever really answer or comment on there. It's just basically if I want to.
Well, you have a ghost account first off.
I do. I have an incognito. Nobody knows that it's me.
You were the first member in the private group.
I was.
So you have a ghost account.
I should go in there. My daily dose of comedy.
Yeah, you stay in the political chat. That's always drama.
It's not just drama. It's just a comedy show. And honestly, it's just so much yeah. It's funny. It's entertainment. Yeah. That's my daily dose of entertainment right there. I do go on other shots, just here and there, but I said, I never really comment on there.
Yeah, because you're not super into stocks where you wouldn't really spend time in let's say the high value stock tab where everybody's sharing super in depth bullish opinions, paragraphs about. Why they're bullish on this stock or that stock. You're not really into it like that. So that makes sense. I probably get 75% of my stocks, if not more, from the Discord chat now in the private group. It's insane.
Yeah. That I don't really have a lot of time to be in there.
That's true. Yeah, you got a lot on your plate, you know. So you got the CFO role of the company, so you always got payroll going and things like that, and always a lot of stuff with that. But that's good. I like that. Well, anyways, I think we covered a lot of bases in this video. I think this is a good video. Let's hope it saves. You never know what loom. I hope we don't have to record the whole thing again. Hope you guys enjoyed this video with my wife. You probably won't see her again for a few years, because I'll never bring her on really the channel. So I keep the private life and the public life usually separate. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this as always. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up as always. And what else? Maybe join Stock Hub if you want. It's free to join in there. You want to apply for the private group, linked in the description. And peace.